Okay, we're back.
Welcome,
All
Mokan.
right, back to the future.
Hey, Mokan, man.
We're back, baby.
What's going on, bro?
It's like a sequel to the movie, you know? I'm back for like part 10 over here. It's like
my
Fast
God.
and the Furious. We're
Oh, my
back.
God. Peace. Why'd you do this to us, man?
Hey, Peasy's not here. Welcome to Calling the Audible. It's the Division A and B podcast. The two clowns to my immediate left and far left.
Yes.
Marco Macioccia, who's won one spring
Hello.
title.
More than that?
Well, the higher divisions I'm
An
talking
A?
about.
Yeah.
A.
Okay, cool.
0 Division 1 titles in the winter. Anyway, Vinny Galano, who got
spring titles.
0 spring titles.
Zero. Well, as a quarterback.
Got cracked by the Braves.
Yeah, didn't you get smashed by them?
Yeah, he got smashed by the Braves.
By the Braves. It's okay.
Yeah.
You live to fight another day.
That's just mean.
It's okay.
That you do. Yes, we
Nightmares,
do.
man, nightmares.
We're going to recap the week that was in A and B, what caught these two gentlemen's eyes. We'll talk about the Braves. Obviously, you play them in 2 weeks. You've played them. You've had nightmares about them. You've had diarrhea thinking about them.
Still do right now.
Still do. And we'll talk.
Don't talk about diarrhea. I just came back from Cuba.
Oh,
So
boy.
It wasn't so bad until like 3 days after I got back.
Yeah. It
Body
showed in your
adjusts,
play.
you know?
Showed in your gameplay on Monday. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that game as well. And we'll talk about Division B, whether or not it's more of a slanted division with Conference A being the power of the two. We'll talk about that and their picks as well here. Let's go through the first game that we were all there. Actually, a rare occurrence to have 3 media members at the same field in Papineau Monday. The Rare Bears against the Monstars. I'll ask you this question, Vinny Galano. Bears winning this football game in a thriller. Big victory for the Rare Bears, or was it a choke job by the Monstars, given that they were up 27-14 early in the second half?
Definitely a big victory for the Rare Bears. Their defense stepped up late, and Marco, I was telling Marco after, I'm like, I did not expect you guys to win that game. I thought Monstars would shut them down, but just their offense clicked in the second half. Their defense actually got the stop they needed. Jordan McLaren making a nice interception on his quarterback, former quarterback. So I don't think so. I think Rare Bears just finally stepped up in the second half.
I definitely think it was a little bit of both. I think they came out and punched us in the mouth and definitely surprised us. I think that's been our issue so far this year. We came out just, and we say it to ourselves. Like, we don't care that, like, other teams don't care that we're more talented or that we're more talented.
Self-proclaimed.
You have to play the game, and we've came out 3 straight games super laid back, and that's not gonna get it done anymore. Then we definitely flipped the switch. Like, I've never seen us. I think that was the best we've ever played.
Well, let's look at it from this perspective. From my vantage point, scorekeeping the game, I thought that, okay, well, here's Monstars. If this is a one-half game, they win this game easy, right?
Yeah.
Then second half, it changes. Rod Mashtub did not look good throwing the football here. But in your mind, Marco, and of course, Vinny, with your input on this question here, had these guys fallen, if you guys fell to 0-3,
Yeah, that would have
do
been
you
bad.
kiss first place goodbye, and are you
Absolutely.
fighting for the wild card spot at that point?
Either way, the way we've been playing until this second half, I didn't think we had a shot at first place. If we could play I'll be honest, I don't think we've ever played D-Boys or anyone. I don't think we've ever played that good the way we played in the second half, defensively and offensively. I don't think we were like stopped for even one play.
No, you could see things starting
We
to
were
click.
we were unstoppable. Void was a huge addition for our team.
5 catches, 42 yards in the victory, yes.
Pretty much all in the second half, and then Theo we just took over.
But that's
you know?
expected, though,
Yeah.
Vinny, right? Theo, I mean, before he had the explosion in the second half here, I think he had like 3 catches for like 55 yards. That's like a career day for you as a receiver. But for him, it's like a typical first half output, and then he blows up in the second half with 3
Having
TDs.
He was
like
unstoppable.
playing Madden. Like we were talking about on the sideline. Like you can't stop him. Just throw the ball up, and he's gonna make a play.
So that's what it was. It was sorry.
You don't have to say sorry for the green screen. Don't worry.
It was
gonna be
okay.
okay.
So they were playing it smart. They know that we have the athletes to go deep. They were trying to stop all the deep balls possible. So we're dinking dunking. We were kind of getting down on ourselves, and then we're like, you know what? We have the better athletes. Let's just do what we do. And Theo actually calmed everyone down. Said, yo, let's just go play our game. Como the same. Let's go play our game. And we picked our moments. We went deep on them. Theo just destroyed them on 2 deep balls. Won to win it with, I think, 2 plays left.
Yeah, and the funny part was when they had scored to go up, right, late in the game with plays left, one of their fans who was next to me, we got this game, man. This game's over. There's 2 plays left. I go, no, listen, these guys watch. They're going to go deep, middle half, and then they'll go into the end zone. And the guys said it. I was like, what the F-bomb just happened?
Yeah.
And you're right, they didn't cover Theo J on that
Well,
play.
they did. They had this.
It was
Set
a,
up
it was a
alone.
no. It was
They
a
had
window. It was a window. It was a window post.
Right.
Only where Theo could catch. It was like
You threw it up there. It was a perfect
yeah.
throw.
It was from.
actually.
I think it was from a little bit further than mid.
Right.
Right. And it was just in the window where only Theo can get it. And,
Well, the height of the ball was perfect for him to catch it at that point.
and
But
it was on Jad. Jad's not a really tall guy.
no,
you know?
Jad's all muscle, no
Yeah.
vert. But Vinny, you look at the Monstars, and what do they take away from this loss? Though I mean, they were in control. They
Yeah,
won this game. They're
had
2-1.
They had the game.
They had the tiebreaker on you guys for the time being, and perhaps a run for the top 2 spots. And now they fall into the middle of the pack here, and who knows what happens at this point.
The Monsters are still a young team. They're gonna take their lumps still this season, but they're learning from it. They're playing against the top dogs here. Rare Bears. I'm sorry, they were 0-2 going into the game, but in my opinion, they're still considered a top 2, top 3 team. So they're learning slowly and surely. And Rob Mashoud is a great quarterback. He actually had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of disagree with your thought of his game.
Yeah, but the point is, though, the great quarterbacks finish off games. When
Yeah.
you have your foot on someone's neck, you don't, "Oh, I'm going to let off here, and all right, let's play this game." No, you kill the person,
And
not
then-
literally.
and
That's
the
fair,
thing.
but the defense didn't help him either. They didn't get a single
There
stop in the
was-
second half.
I'm sorry. Like I know it's my team, but I don't think there was any team that could stop us in that second half the way we were playing at. I don't know what your opinion on that is, Mo, but
I have to agree. You had some amazing timing throws with
going
you guys.
aside from that, going back to what you said about Rod, I think he's fearless, but I think that comes back to haunt him sometimes because later in the games he wants to put games away, like you said, he wants to step on your throat, but that's not always the best play to make. And he's going to learn from that. And that's it's 2 years now. He's going to be in Division A. He's going to learn how to close games. And that's the difference between going 7-3 and 4-6.
We'll talk more about the Monstars. Speaking of a team or player that cannot finish off teams, you look at Top Guns. They lose by 2 to Montreal's finest, or DA's finest. Again, DA's finest playing these close games as they played against Rare Bears not too long ago. Now this game, they improved to 2-1 here. What is it, guys, with Top Guns? This is a team that week in, week out, we just don't know what we're going to get. One week they look like Division A contenders, and then the following week they look like Division G contenders here. Thoughts on them in terms of them losing by 2 to the finest?
Well, this is your team, so I mean, you know a little bit more what's going on, but my opinion with the Top Guns is that if they have Jamil to bring the fire, they're a better team. Without Jamil, they're just another bunch of guys that no one really is afraid of. And that's nothing against them. Jamil might not even be the best player on their team. There might be everyone else that comes and they're better than Jamil. It's just Jamil brings the fire. So if Jamil shows up, they have a better chance to win. Now, that's not saying anything on the talent. A couple of the guys came up to me and were saying, like, oh, if Jamil's not there, we get Prince. And that's fine. Prince is probably...
Jason Prince, right?
Exactly, Jason Prince. And it's probably, that probably doesn't change much. The thing that it does change is some of these teams will get intimidated by Jamil. And that affects games, I'm telling you.
I can't disagree. Jamil is a great player. He's probably arguably our top defender on the team. But again, a lot of players on our team have never played before. Van Damme has never played with Paul Lapierre before. Myself, I've never played with Paul Lapierre before. I play with him outdoors, but never as a quarterback. Danny Demore is still new to this system. Like, we're a young team getting together. Finest, I'm sorry, like, we couldn't come near them. They had their full squad.
Yeah.
They were unstoppable.
They're a matchup nightmare.
I think we touched one ball a game on defense. That was the only stop we got.
Well, you had 2 PDs. Paul Lapierre had 1 and Springer had the other.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Paul Russian tipped one. You're right.
But you know what Vinny said is right. They do have a good mix of young up-and-comers mixed with the old, guys that are always been around. Paul
The old
Pierre,
guard, yeah.
Robbie Robinson, Jamil. So as time goes on and they work on that offense, that little gimmicky offense that they do, which seemed to work against Braves. So, kudos to them on that. But once everyone starts getting on the same page, I really think that they're going to start to, separate themselves from maybe the bottom tier that I expected them to be at. And again, if Jamil continues to show up, they'll be all right. He'll be the rock for that team, and they'll be up there, 5-5, 6-4, I think.
So fine. Sorry, Vinny, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, honestly, our defense needs to step up. Our offense has been rolling. This game, our defense let the team down. Paul Lapierre called a great game, and I think once our defense gets more chemistry together, because if you look at that defense, that's definitely a bunch of group of guys who have no chemistry. We're gonna be better.
So Vines have played 3 very close games. They lose by 1 to Braves. They beat you guys, I believe, by 2 or 3. And now they win by 2 against you guys. What do you take away from the Finest after 3 weeks of play here, Vinny and Marco?
Their offense is...
Well, that we knew, right? But
yeah, but their defense is an extreme disappointment this year.
I don't take
watching
anything.
I was shocked.
I don't take anything away from them right now. Nothing new. They're still only week 3. Like I said in week 1, once it comes to week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, gearing up for the playoffs, then we'll see the real finest. Until then, they're just going to show up, bring 11 guys. Guys are going to play half the game off, half the game on, and they're just going to go through the motions. If they win, they win. What do they have to prove? They don't have anything to prove.
They talk like they have.
Well, they should go win.
They talk like they have a lot to prove, but they don't. They're the best team for a reason. And you could say other teams are more talented or whatever. I don't care. They've won last winter. They won the spring before that. They're the team to beat. So, and they lost week 1. Who cares?
I don't think anybody's gonna say other teams are more talented though.
Well, they're getting a bit older. They're
longer in the tooth, yes,
They
a
are,
little
but
bit.
they're
But they have
still-
some young guys in the system, perhaps.
They're bringing up guys.
Yeah.
11 guys. I've never seen their squad so big.
Look, they're an awesome team, and their team this year is probably one of the best teams that I've seen them put out in a while. Just in overall talent, like across the board with
Yeah.
Chenard,
That's a scary offense that they have
Nate
right now.
Nate back out there, Keyshawn back.
Well, Nate's going to be there for cameo appearances. He's not going to be there full time, so I don't expect him to be there for the long term. But I think
Anyways, all that to say that they look great. I would say aside from week 1, where it's just everyone coming back after just winning a championship.
over your team, yeah.
Yeah, over us in an awesome game. It was a cool game.
4 INTs or 3 INTs? I had lost track.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any rumors on that, by the way?
No rumors on that.
Okay. All right.
No
No
rumors on
rumors
that.
Quickly, guys. Rainmakers, Braves, easy victory, 50-32. I watched a bit of this game here. No competition. The Braves look like the well-oiled machine of Division A so far. New uniforms, Kelly Green, which I'm sure they'll wear in the next couple weeks here. But
see it.
Rainmakers, though, like if you told them you'd be 2-1 after 3 weeks, I think they would take that in a heartbeat
Absolutely.
and move on.
Absolutely.
Considering who they played, yeah, definitely.
Who'd they play week 2 when they won?
They played the Monstars.
They played Monsters.
Yes.
See, and that to me, that's a bad matchup game for Rainmakers, and to win that really showed me a lot. If you told the Rainmakers they would be 2-1 after 3 games, I think they would be laughing, sprinting around the field, saying, "I'm glad we stayed in Division A."
Yeah, especially considering they were building their team, I think a week before the season started.
Or
on
minutes
Facebook.
before their game against Rare Bears, right?
Yeah.
Trying to find guys, and they end up beating them whatever score it was at that time.
Yeah,
So.
no. Good on them. I think Ryan's playing great. Maybe besides last game, but they're missing some guys, Teddy and Serge, I believe.
Yeah,
So that's
key
a
players.
huge deal. So
Arguably the best 2 players
again,
on the team.
it's only week 3. I don't want to put too much into wins of games. Braves look great. Let's put that out there. Their week 2 loss against Vinny's team, maybe it was just an early season
Hiccup.
exactly, which everyone's gonna go through until you get to week 5, week 6, like I've been saying. So we shouldn't put too much stock into an early season loss, but great for the Rainmakers to start off hot.
Vinny Galano 2-0 against the Braves in the regular season, 0-1 in the playoffs. Division B, what games caught your attention, guys, that surprised you? One, I'll bring it up in a bit here, was the STL game against OTF, winning on the Hail Mary pass. But what games was surprising or really caught your attention this past week?
Well, that game itself, I'm shocked. I did not expect OTF to even compete with STL, to be honest.
I disagree. I think that every game in Division A and B can be close any different and any week. I keep saying it. Like you have guys that are really talented. Yeah, okay, cool. But any week a team can show up and just surprise you. So whether they won by 6 or Hail Mary, it doesn't really surprise me. The only thing that matters is STL won. They won the game. So who cares?
Well, watching that game, I just thought that SCL played down to OTF's level of competition. Like 9 times out of 10, this probably is a 2-score victory for STL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But STL is one of those teams, guys, where, against when they feel like it, they can drop 40, 50 points on a team. And we're like, wow, where's this in the playoffs? And then come playoff time, they just score 5 points and they just implode. But is this a warning sign to them that, guys, as talented as you are, you need to play better against the weaker teams and step up against the higher teams as you move towards the playoffs? I
think that it's really a matter of how you want to have your regular season work out with the rest of your guys. Because the problem with a Division B team that has a guy like Theo on it, right? It's like you could win every game if you just threw it to him almost every time. I'm sorry. Like, he's so dominant. But everyone else on your team would just be like, why do I come? So the regular season is about making everyone happy, get everyone ready for the playoffs because you're going to need them at that time. So that's why I don't think a week 3 game against OTF is very surprising when he's got to focus on getting other people the ball. And then when you need to, you go to Theo. And that's when you put the game away.
Do we know, I saw Theo went 1 for 1 40-yard touchdown. I'm hoping that wasn't a Hail Mary last play.
It was.
It's got to be to Jamie.
Yeah.
So Theo was not a receiver on the last play of the game?
They hoodwinked OTF.
I mean, Theo probably does have the best arm, like strongest arm per se, but still, how do you not have Theo out there
Well,
as
you
a
got
receiver?
Jamie out there, right?
I agree, but I mean,
So-
both of them. I want them both out there.
The thing that's surprising is I like the two brothers on OTF. I think they're really good.
Oh, they're
The,
unbelievable athletes.
the Mardanys talking about?
No.
No, the
That's like, wait a minute, hold on here, boys.
The Meshesha.
yeah,
The Mustache Delia Fett, yes, the twins.
I think they're really good, and I think they should definitely eventually move up to Division A.
But who's going to pick them up though in Division
That's the
A?
thing.
That's a
That's
fun
who's going to
team.
take that risk?
How
to
about
say,
Rainmakers?
well, that's it though, right? Are the Rainmakers? Do they have that that cast of a network to throw out their line and perhaps and
We were just
cultivate them?
We were talking about that earlier. Unfortunately, I don't think they do. A lot of the guys on the Rainmakers keep to themselves, and I don't
Yeah.
think they have
Which is fine.
the networking.
Which is fine. But if they
network
want
to
to
do it.
stay in Division One, well, look, they're playing really well right now in A
yeah.
with what they got. Division One is a different beast itself, but maybe down the line they do go out and they try to find one or two different guys. But these guys, they're really good, and as long as they're playing and the quarterback is
Justin Schmoller. Yeah.
he's throwing okay,
Back in the league for the first time in a couple of years.
Exactly.
I'm guessing he
So-
wasn't wearing a jersey since he has no stats.
give,
Yeah,
him, give
no-
him
no
some time.
uniform.
Give him some time to get back into it. I don't know. Have they ever played together before? Those guys in smaller.
I believe not.
Okay.
No,
his
the-
famous line is the fact that he played with Adam Crystal,
Right. Oh my
who
God.
used to kiss touchdowns after
Right.
whatever
so,
he did.
So let them get used to these guys. Like they were really good. I remember playing them back in the day, and they impressed me. I think they might be a surprise team down the road. OTF.
Okay,
Definitely, yeah.
what about the fact that Marco and Vinny, rich and famous, barely beating the Simon Dagenet-list team in lightweight. Lightweight had Samuel Caron, former Bandy champion for the Montreal Carabin, playing for them. Not so great, 13 to 25, 4 TDs, 123. Rich Humes, 18 to 31 for 179, 5 TDs, 1 INT. Mr. Galano, looking at this game here for
I
Rich
didn't
and
play
famous.
apparently.
Well, hold on.
Well,
they had both Nato Pugh.
Samuel
He didn't have
and
a
Alex.
catch.
They had both
He
of
didn't have
them.
a catch.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. He was still out there, and he won Receiver of the Year in Division One. So you can't say that Simon Dagenet would have been the.
Well, you think Simon Dagenet would have gotten the ball to? He hurt
Absolutely.
your shoulder last year. God forbid he hurts this
Simon
guy's shoulder.
Dagenet would have force fed this guy the ball. He knows how to go at people. He knows the flag game. So you could
Does
tell
he
me.
know the flag game, Simon
Look,
Dagenet?
look,
They
you
would have been
could-
better off
You
with
could
Simon.
tell me.
I agree.
No,
Oh, he wasn't there. He was on vacation
You-
in Vegas.
no, I heard a rumor about that. Actually.
Oh, please break the rumor, please. Dun dun
Well,
dun.
there was a picture that was circling around. I don't know if we can get that out anywhere.
What's that line he had that Matt Kirak dug up? What was that line, Chapman? Score chicks, play football, and
Be awesome.
Oh,
Be
Be
awesome.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I can put the picture up
that was
though, if you guys
fantastic.
want. It's the one that
Yeah.
you guys sent me on Facebook.
There was a
that's
picture
one.
that was circulating around, and long story short, there was a rumor that it somehow got into Simon Dagenet's hands. He saw this picture, and for this reason, he was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not showing up. I don't want to have any part of this guy. I don't know if it's behind me. I don't know if it's around. But if anyone sees this picture,
somewhere here.
It's a
or
scary
there.
picture. It's
don't
scary.
mess with this guy, apparently.
If those eyes were looking at me, I wouldn't show up
Because
to my game.
Simon was just like, I'm not showing up. I don't want any part of this guy. This guy looks like he's going to come at me hard. So he took off. He went on vacation. And that's like his side story. That's just a rumor I heard, though. I'm not too sure.
So for Rich and Famous, with the side story from Marco Mastriotra, the TMZ of Devane.
No, but like I was saying,
Yes.
it was Simon would have known how to play the game better than this guy. Because, yeah, he's a college football player or whatever.
Vandy Cup winning
Whatever.
quarterback.
So he's never played in flag 6-on-6 that we know of.
No, yeah.
So with those players, you just throw a guy out there. You never know how they're gonna do.
It's a
So
different game.
Simon knows those guys. They would have had a better shot with Simon than this guy, even though this guy's probably way better.
Vinny Galano would have had an All-Star day. Like he would have punched his ticket to the All-Star game with Dagenet throwing him the football.
I don't know about that.
I
I
think so.
strongly disagree with that one too.
Yeah.
You guys are what was this Simon Dagenet pro Simon Dagenet crowd here all of a sudden?
No,
here?
it's just
he hurt his
Samuel
shoulder
Cotton-
last year.
Yeah, but Samuel Cotton, like he came out there, but this guy's never played. Oh, well, to
He
my
hasn't
knowledge-
played. No, he
No,
hasn't.
so
played.
it's
this
different
guy
playing
was scared. You got
Yeah,
in his
I
head.
know.
You got
What?
in his head.
What was the quote? What was the quote you told me? When
You
I'm
got
like,
in
oh,
his
do you know
head.
his quarterback? He looks familiar. What was it? What'd you tell me again? Mo,
Oh,
before the game?
I'm like, you guys are screwed. You guys are.
This guy
systematically
comes back.
screwed.
This guy runs over. Guys, we're in trouble.
This guy's a good quarterback apparently.
What?
Guys,
No, but if he's never played 6-on-6, he's never played flag, smaller field. You have a rusher coming straight at you. It's a different game completely. It doesn't matter what level you play. If you don't have the timing, if you're not comfortable with the smaller field, You could just see by stats. He went, what?
13 to 22.
Yeah, almost 50,
25.
a bit above 50%.
And Ryan had a
Took
day.
3 sacks.
Ryan had a field day on
Yeah.
it.
Took a safety on the last play of the half.
Yeah, no, last play
Yeah,
last play of the game too.
Well, that was
play
just
of the
no,
game.
he tried to lateral and
Yeah,
it landed in the end zone.
That's still a safety.
Okay, but he actually took a sack on the
Well,
last play
he
of the
could.
half.
That's what I'm saying. Last play of the half, he could have just thrown it up there
Yeah.
for a Hail Mary, and at that point they were down 7 on the last play of the game, and he took another safety instead of Hail Marying it again. So you're telling me Simon wouldn't have been smart enough just to rocket launch it to the end zone?
He would have launched it to the 5th row of the stands. Kings, this is a game I watched, guys, that caught my attention. Kings winning over Brocasian 44-32 without Ray Starwar in the lineup here. In fact, Brocasian had a 6-0 lead to start off the game here. They went on a run. One thing I'll say about Christian Sarantola, guys, I don't think he is a Division B quarterback.
No.
He just doesn't read the field. And the one thing, guys, this hurts someone you know very well, Kyle Lebowski. I think Kyle Lebowski, unfortunately, is on a team that's not going to go far. And if he was, say, on a Rich and Famous or whatever Division B team out there that would pick him up, I think he would flourish. I just think right now Sarantola does not see the field as well. His throws are erratic, and I just find that right now they're not going to go far. And this might be a 1-9, 2-8 max season this year, guys.
Yeah, Kyle Lebowski, put him on any other roster, and he's probably a 1 or 2 on the team at the receiver.
He was our number 1 for Clockwork in the winter, and he was almost unstoppable. He was awesome.
I just don't understand Christian. Like, this guy's one of the fastest
He's-
guys. He
he's
has,
got
he has one of the best arms, and he doesn't read a field. He looks at the rusher, waits to beat the rusher, runs in circles, and then tries to run. And if he doesn't beat the rusher, and when he does throw it, finally decides to throw it, he throws it 10 yards over everybody's head.
Yeah, but he has a gimmick offense, though. That supposed Oregon offense.
The 2 halfbacks or whatever.
Yeah, but in your mind, guys, as quarterbacks, playing Division 2, Division B, Division A, Division 1.
Quarterback.
Whatever. You know, he's a dual threat. We'll call it Vinny Galano a dual threat quarterback here. But does that even work, though, to have that option read stuff?
Absolutely not.
I don't like it.
We're as quarterbacks, and I'm sure Marco will agree. I want the ball in my hands. I want to make the plays. I want to be the one who leads it. No, but it's true. I want to lead the offense.
I'm not laughing at you.
I don't want to give it to
100%
Kyle.
agree.
I don't want to give or whatever. Sorry, I don't want to give it to
Justin.
his brother Justin or whoever else. There's always 2 Kyle in the backfield. I don't want to give it to them. I don't want them to run with the ball.
I hate it. I played with it with them in the winter.
Yeah, this past winter.
And he didn't run it as much. It was actually pretty well done. And I don't know if because maybe I was talking in the huddle a bit, like maybe let's try this, maybe let's try this. No, giving some plays, like and you know in the huddle I don't usually say much when it's not me running the offense, but he didn't really do it, and now it's back to doing it, and I think it's really working against them. Like you see 9 for 27.
It was awful.
That's
man.
horrible.
Oh, it was bad. It was really like this game should have been no 5 plays. They just went on, the classic. You're down by 85 points. You go deep, and that's what happened.
And I've told Chris repeatedly when he anticipates a route and he just throws it without thinking, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
He lets it go high and strong, and it's like I said, it's beautiful to watch. But when he starts running around and calling these weird plays and making everything option routes, that's when he starts running around and almost blaming people sometimes for when he doesn't complete a pass.
You ever see his look?
Yeah, I mean he's a funny guy. Like he gets mad, but then you can't help but like laugh about it.
He gets mad for 2 seconds and he jokes about it like he realizes he's wrong.
Yeah.
Guys, looking at Division A here, we have a bunch of teams at 2-1. In your mind right now, Marco and Vinny, how many wins to get the first seed? It feels like this might come down to week 10 to see who will be 1, 2, and then afterwards 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I personally think an 8-win season.
You think 8
no,
wins
no,
can
no,
be?
no. Listen to me.
Wow.
I think no. Listen to me. I wasn't done.
I'm listening.
I want you guys interrupt me like you're my girlfriend. Okay.
We are.
No.
Look how close I am to you right now.
No.
Yeah, look how close we are.
So
Chapman's close.
I think if a team gets to 8 wins, they should absolutely like lose their minds. I think this is at most a 7-win season. Like
I don't think anybody's getting to 8 wins.
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone is going to come even close. If someone does, clap your hands, and they should be very happy with that. Like
so at this
7
point,
wins and a tiebreaker. That's what's winning the division.
So at this point, 5-2 should win you the division. Then
5-2.
yeah, if you're 2-1, you have to go 5-2 the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think so. I think Finest are in a great spot.
Braves are in a good spot too.
Braves are all right, especially because they have the tiebreaker on Finest right now. I definitely see Braves maybe losing another 2 games, maybe 3. We play them twice, and Finest plays them again, so you never know. But they look great, and Finest obviously look good, so maybe even 6 wins. You never know.
But Vinny, when you look at right now the 3, 1, and 2 teams, of course, Top Guns, your team, Monstars and Marco's Rare Bears at 1 and 2 here. If you had to pick 2 to make the playoffs right now, who are they?
Top Guns and Rare Bears.
So you think Monstars would be out?
I think Monsters would be
Really?
out. Monsters, yeah.
Why? The explanation of why you believe Rare Bears and Guns would be in over Monstars?
I don't think Monstars have the defense that will be able to carry their team.
But they had Rare Bears 14 points going into the second half.
And that's exactly why Vinny's right, because they don't have the defense to stop a team when they start clicking. They had no answers. Whatever they were doing, they were getting completely picked apart.
I played and watched Monstars for years. They're always going to be that team that scores 40 to 50 points.
They have a good
to outscore
offense.
a team. And Rod is an amazing quarterback, but if he makes one mistake in the game, they're going to lose the game.
Because they can't. They don't have many ball hawks. Like our turnovers were, like you guys were there. They were stupid.
They had 2 turnovers.
Exactly.
You guys
Our
had 0.
turnovers on downs, and one of them was an uncharacteristic Theo drop. He drops maybe one pass a year,
true.
so that's lucky for them even to start. And the other one was just a mixed communication between our guys running routes. So they got lucky to get ahead. They should have stepped on our throats. Instead, they tried to go.
That first half, they allowed 14 points, but you guys, like you said, you guys had a few drops in that first half that I don't usually see you guys do. So
and it's okay. We're still ironing it out.
No, it's okay. It happens. But
if you're gonna ask me what team is gonna miss the playoffs, I still think it's Rainmakers. Even though they got off to such a great start, I still think that their guys are in and out so often that they're gonna just end up a bit short, maybe 4 and 6, 3 and 7, and everyone might be just around 500 the whole year, and then you never know. Like, look, they're 2 and 1 now, but we're 1 and 2. Monsters are 1 and 2. We might very easily end 6 and 4, and beat them again, Rainmakers.
Well, this year, 6 games so far through 3 weeks have been decided by 7 points or less. So it comes down to
That's
last
crazy.
possession, right, at that point.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I mean, we look at the fact that Ryan Castro is getting married this summer, so
That's
he will
another
miss
thing.
time. And as we made a point before we went on air, could be a new quarterback for at least 5 games, if not more, if they do qualify.
And I hope they do make the playoffs. They deserve it. They're
Yeah.
a great group of guys.
Nicest guys on and off the
exactly.
field.
And no, you have no complaints with them. I actually I didn't like it, but I wasn't mad that they beat us. You know,
I liked losing to them.
No, but they deserved it. They showed up to play, and that's a team that you want to see succeed. And I don't mean any like bad things to them by saying I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think all the other teams are going to be a little bit more consistent.
And to Marco's point, if Serge Pilon or Teddy Fournette or Adelaide DeFord don't make more than 5 games, the team is crippled when those 3 are not there.
Yeah,
It definitely hurts, though. And we look at the Braves, right? I mean, we'll talk about
I heard a
them now.
rumor about the
Yes,
about
please,
the Braves.
go ahead.
So they won this week pretty handily
Yes,
after a loss, right?
to Top Guns.
Right, they
Yes,
lost.
sir.
I heard that the quarterback, Jonathan Maher, right?
Yeah.
I heard after that loss, went back and watched all the old podcasts with his teammate Vince Nardone.
Oh, the Nard one, yes.
So he did a little research on Nardone, and he saw that he has very small hands, right?
So
That's what-
he
So
did what?
so instead of going to Vince Nardone in the red zone, he completely avoids him now. So he falls down, and he makes everyone look at him as like a
Decoy?
is a decoy. Look, what's going on with Vince? And then they score behind him. That's how I heard they're winning games now.
So Vince is
This
this
is just
a
a rumor.
glorified decoy.
This is just a rumor, but I heard that he found out Vince has very, very small hands, and you can't trust him in the red zone. And that's why they lost. So now, because of that, he just falls, and people look at him, and they score, and they win. It's just a rumor I heard. I'm not too sure.
We'll have to get that rumor verified.
Yeah.
Chapman, can you please verify that rumor? Can you go on Facebook, chat, send Vince Nardone a question? Do you have small hands, and did you present yourself as a decoy in the field in red zone situation?
Vince is known to drop balls for slants into other people's hands in the red zone, and he figured that out. The small hand syndrome.
He did it on a convert to me last game, actually.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
God.
so
That's not
you know
good.
he went back. He watched all the podcasts. He saw Kerouac was talking about it, and he was like, you know what? No Vince Nardone in the red zone.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't argue that.
we can make sense by the Braves. They have 5 players with a touchdown grab this year.
None of them Vince Nardone.
None of them Vince Nardone.
Right.
3 players with 11 plus receptions. John Mayo's having a pretty good year. He's on pace for over 55 touchdowns, or give or take, 4 INTs. You will play them in 2 weeks here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What is the blueprint? First off, where do you rank this team? Are they in the penthouse, or are they sort of in the economy section of the Division A rankings?
I ranked them second right now.
So they are in the penthouse then,
I agree.
but with the finest and so on and so
They're
forth.
in the elevator going up to the penthouse.
I still rank them third. I still
So
put
they're in the
Bears.
economy
I can't in good conscience put my team ahead of them, knowing how much we've struggled so far until the second half of Game 3. I just can't. Once I see us being more consistent, I could say, okay, we'll be second or first.
Very
but
modest of you. I like
no,
that.
but it's
Humbling.
Humbling, yeah.
It's true. They deserve the credit. We deserve to be in sixth right now. So no, I would definitely say they're second. They're still chasing the finals, even though they beat them.
So, Vinny, you played them now, I believe, 3 times,
Three
right?
times, yeah.
2-1. Regular season 2-0, 0-1 in playoffs.
2-1. That's all you need to know.
Yes, of course. The blueprint for the Rare Bears to beat this team is what in your mind?
The Rare Bears?
Yeah, to beat them, because they will play them in 2 weeks, and we can say maybe that game could set the tone for the second half for Division A, and who could end up being a 1 or 2, even a 3 spot in the playoffs.
I think the Braves have the athletes that can match up with the Rare Bears, to be honest. So I think they're just going to be physical, and their speed. I think they like to shoot a lot. They like to disguise their coverages, and that. I haven't watched Marco play quarterback enough to actually.
We saw him on Monday.
I don't pay
The
attention
problem
to Marco's
is-
offense.
the
I
problem
look at
is-
field the entire time.
That's it. So, and the problem is with our team when we have everyone there is that we have guys that are great route runners. We have guys that can stretch the field like Jamal Gittens. He hasn't played a game yet. We have to remember that. We have probably the best snapper in flag. The ball comes in so fast I don't even get close to sacked. I don't really know how they're going to match up with us, to be honest. I know that they're big. I know that they're big and they're physical.
But they have the athletes to match up with you guys.
And then that's
If
okay.
they have their full squad,
And
if
that's
they
okay.
have Joel
But
Jetapi.
That doesn't
and,
matter, in my
all the top
opinion,
guys.
if you have guys like Theo, Void, Jamal, Como, who I seen that the guy who covers the center, he's very short.
Oh,
Pakistan?
Yeah. That guy's physical.
He's,
that guy's
he's fast. He's fast. I saw, but
He plays bigger
Como
than
is
his
one.
size.
Como is one of the biggest guys in flag. He plays big.
A new haircut, too.
Yeah. So I just
I hope you prove me wrong, but I think they do have the athletes to match up with you guys.
and I hope they
And
do.
they disguise a lot of
It
their
would be great.
coverages.
It would be great to have another team that can match up well with us and start another different rivalry. But I just think guys like Jamal, once he gets going, and not have Vinny throwing him the ball, it really makes a big difference.
He had a good year with me, okay? His stats were similar to yours.
Division B. Guys, looking at the 2 divisions right now, it appears Conference A is the power of the 2 divisions. Are they slanted right now? Are we looking perhaps at the Division B champion coming from Conference A, given how it's been so far this year?
I don't think so. I think the champion might come from Conference B, but I think it might be a cakewalk for them to get through to the
Yeah.
finals.
If anybody from Conference B, I have to put my money on 6 fast plus
I think they're easily going to go 10-0, if not 9-1.
But do you trust them on the playoffs?
I don't know if I trust them in the finals in the playoffs, but I think they'll easily get to the finals.
See, I told Marco this, my theory. Why don't we see them 1 through 10, whatever the playoff format is for Division B, right?
I agree.
Throw away whatever. At the end of the day, you play each other once, right? It's not like you play each other twice and you can have that. All right, you're going to be 1, 2, 3 in your division. Mm-hmm. Rank them. Give quality of wins the strength of why you should be a 1, 2, or 5, whatever it might be. Yeah. And we end up having the so-called best matchup after we reseed. Do you agree with that? Yes or no, gentlemen?
I 100% agree. I think that the top 4 teams with OTF being the 5th for now in Division A, and they're going to be a sleeper. I think the top 5 teams are all better than the number 2 team in Division B. That's just in Conference B.
Okay.
There's not enough teams in the division itself to make 2 conferences. 12 teams, you can't make 2 conferences. It should be 1 conference.
No, you
can't.
can't.
The rule of thumb is if it's 10 or less, you go 1.
Yeah. The only thing that's really bothering me about B is how bad Quan has been, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, but I think they're going to turn it around.
The roster, right? They don't have a set roster yet.
Mo and I watched that game again, and they played, I think, a good drive or 2 with 5 guys on the field.
Yeah.
Because of an injury. Still, Giolani hasn't showed up yet. They're still trying to figure out their roster.
That's really caught my eye. I really expected them to be a really good team.
It's a misleading stat, though. Until they have their full squad, I'm not counting them out yet.
Okay.
Buyers selling right now. You look at STL. We spoke about them briefly here. They're 3-0. They barely beat OTF here. Are you buying or selling STL at this point in the season, guys?
I'm buying everything that Theo's selling.
Yeah, exactly. I buy any team that Theo's on.
Until he proves otherwise, has there ever been anyone that really stops him?
Well, there hasn't, but remember, STL and Vinny, you know very well, and Mark, you know very well, Div 2 winter playoffs, they choked that game away in the second half here.
Yep.
And that always hovers over this team, as talented as they are. they just don't close out, or they just don't win the important games when it matters most as they get deeper into the season.
The team goes as far as Dylan brings them, and I think he learned a lot from last playoffs.
I also think he's probably the best quarterback in Division B. So
him and Fred Vienna probably.
Yeah, well, he's on fire.
Incredibles, Vinny, buy or sell a 2-1, another dominant performance this past week.
I'm selling on Incredibles.
I'm selling. Also.
Really? Explain, gentlemen.
Offense. I think their defense is going to be one of the top defenses in division. But again, with Greg Stern at quarterback, I think he's predictable. He tries to time his routes too much, and people catch on.
Yeah, I think he's very flashy. Like all of his mechanics are really.
People say this every week.
They're
he's
really nice.
Quarterback.
He looks really good when he's doing it. It's like Christian, you know, when he's going well, he's going well. But when he gets down, and like I said, week 1. I think he's a bit of a hothead. If he gets down, he's just gonna sling it all over, maybe force it to Papich, and that's when it turns bad. But they do have Papich, so as long as they have Papich, they
Papich can outjump 3 guys for a ball anytime.
I'll ask Marco this question: RNF, are you buying or selling this team?
I'm you know why I'm buying is because this is Rich's first go around in Division B as a quarterback, and he's getting better.
Yeah.
And he's getting better, and from week 1 to week 3, he missed week 2. You could see he's getting more comfortable with how we run our routes and what he wants to do as a quarterback, because you know he might not have the best arm or whatever, but he knows what works for him. So I'm buying Rich, getting better week to week.
Okay, quickly here, guys. Kings and 6 Fast are Kings 2-1. No Ray Star Wars. They're 2-1 though. Vinny, are you buying or selling the Kings?
I'm buying Matt Renee.
Really, but Matt Renee at quarterback though?
I like Matt Renee at quarterback. I've played with him for a few years. I think he's a great quarterback. Like we said, I think we said week one. If you're not yelling at him in the huddle and you're letting him call and control that offense, and he's going to grow with the Jock Void and these receivers, I'm buying him. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm holding them right now. I'm not buying.
You can hold too.
Yeah, I'm not buying or selling them. I'm not buying or selling them just yet. I want to see a little bit more. I do like his game. Like I think
he's a pretty quarterback too.
I've always said it. When people yell at this guy, I think it's so unfair. Like when they were Wild Boys and there was 4 guys yelling, poor guy, man.
Yeah,
these guys are just shitting on him. You know, they're literally shitting on him for everything he does. Even if he completes like a 40 bomb, someone's yelling at him, "I'm open up the side."
5-yard hook, I was open.
You know, like poor guy. This guy can't catch a break. So it would be good to see them do well. Let's put it that way.
6 Fast are they're 3-0, but they defeated 3 teams that have a record of 3-5-1. Are you buying or selling right now? I think from before you guys are buying their stock. Correct?
Yeah, I'm buying. They're going 9-1.
Okay,
I agree. I'm buying them except for this week. I'm selling them hard this week.
All right, should we panic about OTF, DTM, Coyotes, KGP, Quan, and Brocasian? OTF, DTM, are you panicking about them right now? They both have 1 wins. OTF, tough, they tough loss to STL on Tuesday, but they do have a winnable schedule though. So are you going to panic about them? Or are you okay with them right now?
OTF, I'm not going to panic yet. Again, week 3. New quarterback coming back to a new team. Well, old quarterback coming back to a new team. I'm not selling on them yet. I think they have the athletes to be able to compete. Their defense is going to get stronger, and they're only going to get stronger the offense as the season goes on.
Yeah, I'm not panicking on OTF yet. Like I said, I think they're going to be a dark horse down the road. I am panicking on Drop the Mic. And on Brocasian for sure.
Mario Perez with 6 INTs the last 3 games. He had 4 in the ugly loss.
He has too strong of an arm for his own good. I see him throw like a 5-yard in. It looks like it's a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. It's ridiculous.
Coyotes, no Sammy Feder. Of course, he has work commitments, but he should be back, right? Theoretically, here they're 1-2. They got their asses handed to them. Not even close.
Yeah, but they had a Division D roster this week.
That's it, though. So do we put a hold on these guys until we have a full roster and see what they do against better Division B competition? They will play STL later on this year.
Well, the fact that they already got 1 win is a good thing, right?
Well, it's a positive.
No, that's it. So that's it. So as long as they'll get into position to make the playoffs, which I'm sure they will, with Brocasian being on their side, I'm not panicking on them yet.
I'm holding with them, but I'm a little worried they're losing Kevin Schmuda for the season. I heard that he's
broken surgery in his finger. Yeah,
that was one of their key athletes on both sides of the ball. So I am a little worried for that because Sammy really relied on him, but. They did add a couple of good guys in Ryan Lenowski and Danny Demore, so I'll hold off for now.
KGP, they're 1-2. They do play STL, and they do have a big one against Coyotes later on this year that could determine a wild card spot for either team here. Look, KGP have played well in years past in Division B, so where do you guys stand with them right now?
I have a tough time with this one because I think that they're a group of guys that have been around for a while and they know how to play. I just don't think that they have like the guys needed to really take it to the next level. I just find they're just treading water. You know, I think they're just going to be a 500 team.
Vin?
I have mixed reviews after watching their game this week against Quan. Quan playing a few drives with only 5 guys and only winning by 1 score.
1 point.
1 point, even better. 1 score,
Right.
1 point. Thanks. I'm not sold
I
on.
don't know where this guy would be without me.
Losing to
I'm
the
still not
Braves.
sold on Cutler. I think they've had some great acquisitions this season for receiver wise.
I think Cutler's all right for Div B. I think he's okay.
I think he's average. He's middle of the pack to a bit below middle of the pack.
Name me 4 guys that are better than him.
Uh-oh.
Fred Vienne, Sammy Feder, Dylan Taylor.
Oh, no. Don't get to this.
Rich
No,
Hughes,
no. Don't get
Matt
to this.
Renee,
Oh, boy. You got to mention his name.
Justin Schmoller.
You're just naming everyone now. You
Right.
want to
You
throw
asked me
Chris?
to name.
You want to
You
throw
asked me
Chris in there? You
Alex
want?
Hollowak, I think is better.
You know what? I don't.
Simon
I think,
Dagenet.
I think
Oh,
when
God.
I lied about the
when
last one.
Phil is on, he's what he is. He's
How often is he on?
well, that's not always his fault. As you know, as a quarterback, sometimes the guys around aren't. You know.
But we've played against Phil for years now, and we know what he could do.
Anyways,
With
I think
talent around
Phil's
Phil
good.
Cutler, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If it's average talent, then he becomes below average.
Yeah, I think Phil's a great guy. So I think.
Oh, me too. He's a extremely nice guy.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna do all right. I think that they're gonna be 5-5, and they might win one game in the playoffs.
All right, gents, quickly here. Quan and Brocasian are both 0-3. Quan have lost 2 games by 1 point here, so they could be 2-1 if it went their way. Are we panicking on these teams right now with 7 games to go? And if you had to pick one to make the playoffs, who would it be?
I'm not panicking on Brocasian because I didn't expect much from them, to be honest. Quan, I'm not panicking yet. Again, their roster hasn't shown up yet. But I think if they lose this week, then I'm going to start panicking.
I think with Quan, I would panic a bit just because, like, where's your team? Like, it's week 3. Like, I know, like, guys are wherever, whatever, but where's your team? Like, come on, get one win at least under your belt. So I would panic a little bit on that. I know that their team themselves, like, when they're all there, they're talented. But I think even Springer was there last week.
Springer was there.
Springer
Ryan
was
Terry
there for
was
Quan,
there.
yes.
So they have guys.
Leo
They
Lang
shouldn't
was
be.
there.
That's what I'm saying. They should not be losing games, and they are. So I would panic just a little bit. Brocasian, I feel so bad for them.
Okay.
Poor guys.
5 plays left in the game, and you have 1 quarterback to pick. Christian Sarantola or Mario Perecha. Who are you picking to win you the football game, given how both quarterbacks have been mediocre, below average, subpar?
5 plays from the 10.
5 plays from the 10, and you need that
Make it from the
game-winning
6.
No,
game-winning touchdown
you know
right
what?
now.
I just think with the guys around him, I would drop the mic
Yeah.
over Chris, because Chris pretty much only has like a standout receiver in Kyle.
Yeah.
You know, Justin's great for Division B. He's, solid. But he really only has one big playmaker that's just going to go out and grab balls for you. But
Thanks. Appreciate you.
so that's why I take drop the mic on this one.
I agree. Christian, if you take away the front of the end zone for Christian, the back of the end zone is non-existent for him.
But if you give Chris another big playmaker, he can go out and make plays. He is. I've seen it.
Fair enough then. Finally, Terrence Adams of STL. Is he Tiger Woods, a precipitous fall from where he once, one of the more dominant pass rushers, now a relic of what he once was?
I just think he needs a couple of weeks to get back into it.
Perhaps.
He hurt his shoulder at the
Yes,
end of
he
last year. I think he broke it. And
A warrior.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And then he sprained his ankle playing outdoors. So he hasn't been running. His cardio isn't where it should be. He knows it. I think give him a couple more weeks to get back into it, and he might start yelling, jumping all over the field again, getting in people's faces, and bring that kind of fire that they need.
I don't think Terrence will ever be as dominant as he used to be.
Oh, shots
No.
fired.
I
Hashtag.
don't. Every week I hear an excuse. Oh, I hurt my ankle. Oh, I hurt my shin. Oh, I hurt my knee. There's
So
always an
Terrence,
excuse.
you're hearing this now from
Oh,
Vinny.
I call Terrence out every single
Shots
time I see him. He
fired.
knows.
Hashtag.
I heard
made
a rumor.
Terrence,
I heard a rumor.
Oh, go ahead.
I heard a rumor.
Yes.
I just heard it. Okay.
In his earphones.
That Terrence, the reason why he hasn't been as dominant is because he's drinking too much Jaeger every single night at École Privée.
I'll see him next week for F1 weekend.
Yeah, so that's just a rumor I heard. So once he kicks the Jaeger, starts doing some laps around the outside of Saint Laurent before his shift, he'll be right back in the
That's
swing.
the
of
most
things.
realistic rumor you've had tonight.
Yeah.
It's on point. Probably accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
It is now time for
Games of the week.
excellent. Here we go.
But
Games of the
before
week.
that, can I confirm a rumor?
Yes.
So the Nard one, does
Yes.
have small hands.
Yes.
I spoke to GM. He said yes a bit.
Yes.
And then afterwards he asked me why, and I explained the whole rumor mill segment. And
Yeah.
he said that Marco's not wrong.
I think it's known league wide that I don't have small hands.
Me and GM are on the same page lately. We've been talking all kinds of Seahawks. We're both Seahawks fans.
Well,
GM, that
it
one's
it
for-
really changed after you called him out that one winter season when he scored that touchdown when the D-boys defense part like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys,
His claim, his
F-bomb
his claim to
GM
fame.
scored a touchdown against us. What the hell?
No,
Okay.
we've put all that
F-bomb
aside.
GM.
We're buddies now. I'm glad to say that we've turned a leaf. No, you know, it's not a good
Squash
thing
the
having
animosity.
enemies. There's no point.
No,
so
whatsoever.
we turned the page. We both apologized, and good on me and GM for being men.
Hey, he won that division title.
Yep.
Games of the week. Here we go.
First game, we have Les Coyotes versus Brocasian. The Coyotes are 5.5 point favorites.
Who is showing up for Coyotes? that's the question. If Sammy Fetter's there, they over. If he's not there, Brocasian's winning this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the exact same. I think this is the game for Brocasian to steal if Fetter's not there. I think this is their game to steal. So if like Vinny said, if Fetter's there, they cover. If not, Brocasian.
6 fast guys minus Ryan Philippe versus Rich and Famous. 6 fast guys plus Ryan Philippe are 7.5 point favorites.
Mokan,
Are we allowed to pick this one?
I can pick this game.
I defer to you, Mokan.
Yes. I got 6 fast
To cover.
to cover.
Okay.
I think it won by 10 plus.
Okay.
Look, Vinny's like,
I'm like, okay.
guys, man, he made fun of us last week and he picked against us this week.
We're in trouble,
Oh,
guys.
God.
Mokan picked us to lose.
Scorekeeper's gonna give us the stats. All right, next game.
DTM versus Kings. Kings are 2.5 point favorites.
I got Kings to cover.
Oh, okay.
Kings, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, likewise.
Next game is Braves versus Monstars. The Braves are 10.5 point favorites.
Absolutely not. Monstars cover.
Monsters covered, but Braves win.
I think Braves still pull it out, but I there's no chance it's a 10 and a half point
No,
game.
All right.
that's high.
Rainmakers versus Finest. Finest are 8.5 point favorites.
No, I still think Rainmakers cover. I think a 4-point game.
Keep in mind, the Cashers will be in Chicago for the bachelor party. So
okay.
Going
could alter
Any
the
rumors?
dynamics.
Okay, so
No rumors on that.
So there you go. Then
think-
no, then I think it's Finest to cover.
Last time Caster missed, it was Matt Renee throwing, so Finance is covering.
All right, last game.
But what? No, they're not gonna have anyone yelling at him. He might do all right.
Oh, that's true. The two nuts. Guys, don't worry. It's okay, man.
Yeah,
don't worry
it's
about
okay.
it.
He'll have
Don't
the
worry
Finance
about
yelling at him. Finance to
it. Keep
cover.
shouting, yo, boy, this is Dev A, boy. What are you gonna do up in here?
God,
Our last game, we have Rare Bears versus Top Guns.
we both can't.
Top
So,
Guns
Mo,
covered.
you're on your own.
What's the spread?
9.5.
It is 9.5 point favorites for the Bears.
Give me the Rare Bears. They're gonna crack you guys.
Yeah.
12 points are gonna win by
You know what?
two
Crack
touchdowns.
us?
Two
What-
touchdown win.
I'll say that if they play how they played against
Springer's
Braves,
there, we're covering. I'm kidding.
no, I say if they play how they played against Braves, it might be a lot closer than everyone maybe says. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's still, like I said, it's still DA. Every game is gonna be close.
Paul Pierre keeps doing what he's doing. I think
Yeah, he's been playing well.
it's gonna come down to the last drive. Like, that's what I'm thinking for sure.
Mhm.
All right,
It-
Sorry, guys. What did you learn on today's episode?
I heard that Vinny likes to let me just be the guy that he leans on.
100%. I'm nothing without Marco.
Yeah, so
when I play on the field with him, when I'm
yeah,
doing podcasts,
So I call the defense in our Div B. I never thought I would ever play with Vinny. I never thought I would do a podcast with Vinny. But Vinny needs me.
best friend.
Vinny needs me. That's what I learned, Mokan.
I learned that Vinny Galano and Terrence Adams are frenemies.
I like Terrence, but I will be the one to call him out every time. Every time we talk, it's I love.
What do you have
I guess
against
we're frenemies. That's
What do you
actually
have
the right
have
term.
against him? What do you ever do to you? Sack you?
He's tried to sack me numerous times.
Well, he's a rusher.
Tried.
It's his job.
He runs.
You ever see his celebration? He's like Free Willy.
I
Like,
love
Oh
it.
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
You'll run 2 touchdowns on him, but he'll get that 1 sack, and
No,
he's like.
I need him to
dancing.
bring that fire, even for Rare Bears.
He has no
Yeah.
fire. It's freaking.
Yeah.
washed
Chapman,
up.
what did you learn in today's episode?
Rumors can be true.
Rumors are true.
Yes, they are.
Half the time, rumors are true.
Gents, thank you very much for allowing me to sub in for PZ Delarizzi. He'll be back in this spot next week
Thank
with
God.
more.
I think he should be
chaotic.
back next week.
He'll be back next week.
No, I think you should be back.
Shout
Well,
out
we'll
to
see.
Matt Kierwak, who just gave birth to his second child.
Oh,
Not
Matt,
him.
Matt gave birth?
Not him, his wife, but
Oh, congratulations, Maddie.
but second child, first boy.
It's
So
over.
Congrats, Matt.
It's over for Matt now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not showing up anymore.
That
I
view-
got Void on Rare Bears.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an upgrade. All right, without further ado, we wish everyone a great week. Good night, Golden State.
No, why?